We have youth and we have even adults that are getting addicted to many items and many things out there. In the past, it was getting addicted to only a few things. But today, there are games one can get addicted to, movies, pornography, gambling. One can get addicted to all sorts of vices. And there is an endless part of taking a person losing themselves in taking drugs, in moving from the life of obedience to the life of disobedience. Well, my friend, what happens with the nature of sin is that each time a person sins, there is a black dot that is placed onto the heart. Each time a person does a good deed, there is a white dot placed onto the heart. Each time a person does another good deed, there is another white dot on the heart until it will go completely white. And there will only be the nur of Allah Azza wa Jal, and a person will only want to be inclined towards Allah. And if the reverse happens, and a person commits a bad deed, then that bad deed will bring a black dot onto the heart. The angel will throw a black dot onto the heart. And if a person continues to sin again, there will be another black dot onto the heart. And a person sins again, there will be another black dot onto the heart. Until the heart feels a kind of rustiness. And the heart feels that it is becoming hard. And the heart becomes such that the heart does not necessarily want to accept the good message that Allah has kept in the Quran and the Sunnah. And if a person is very clean-hearted, the moment they open the Quran, they will have tears coming down their eyes. إنما المؤمنون الذين آمنوا بالله ورسوله. Believers are those who believe in Allah and His Messenger. إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانهم. When Allah's name is mentioned, their hearts start to tremble. When Allah's mention is mentioned in front of them, when Allah's name is taken, then their hearts begin to tremble. وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. And when the ayats of the Quran are recited, then the iman goes up. This is the believer. The believer listens to the Quran, believer's iman increases. As for the person who has got hypocrisy inside them, they've got a marad or a disease inside them, as for that person, Allah Azza wa Jal makes the reverse happen. That person listens to the Quran, they don't feel much. The person listens to Allah's name, they don't feel nothing. It's like, okay, Allah. It's like, I've heard Allah. Just like you might talk about Jack, you might talk about Ruby, you might talk about, some other, whoever you talk about. It's just a name. For the believer to be inclined towards Allah, a believer needs to stop sinning with the eyes. For the believer to be connected to Allah, a believer needs to stop sinning with the ears. For the believer to feel the great presence of Allah and like to actually remember Allah, a believer needs to stop sinning with the tongue and sinning with the heart, because the heart actually becomes rusty and hard with the sins that go directly inside. And when a believer refuses to sin because he is remembering Allah, then Allah is remembering the believer. How? إذا ذكرني عبدي في نفسه ذكرته في نفسي. When my believer will remember me in his heart, I will remember him in my exalted being. إذا ذكرني في ملأ. When my believer will remember me in a gathering, ذكرته في ملأ خير منه. I will remember the believer, I will remember him, I will remember my servant in a gathering better than that. Allah remembers us in the gathering of the angels when we remember Allah in our hearts. Allah remembered you throughout this whole while, just that you remembered Allah this whole while. And what happens is this calmness that you felt, this tranquility that you felt, it is from Allah. Because the one who is the one who lightens up the heavens and the earth, has just given you a spark and a light in your heart, because of which you felt some tranquility and you felt some calmness and peace inside your heart. And what we need to do is we need to increase this. As a person starts to remember Allah and they engage with us, Allah, with the tongue and the heart, and they carry on doing that, they carry on doing that, they carry on doing that, Allah gives them a light, Allah gives them a way out. Allah gives them a way out towards His nur and towards His light. Wallahu yahdi li nurihi man yasha. Allah will guide to His nur, to His light, whoever He wants. And what happens is that a person feels some kind of strength inside them, a strength against their addiction, a strength against the bad things that they've been doing, a strength that makes them feel that, you know what, I've got something inside me that's going to draw me towards Allah. And a person gets some kind of passion and some kind of desire, even if it's faint. A person starts to get that in themselves, and a person wants to remember Allah. That's when a person wants to come to Salah and they want to stand in front of Allah, and they don't want to just stand in front of Allah and just say Allahu Akbar subhanakallah wa bihamdika wa tabarak asmuka wa ta'ala jadduka wa la ilaha ghayruka. No. A person doesn't want to do that. A person wants to feel that they're coming in front of Allah, and they're coming in front of Malikul Muluk, who is the king of all kings. A person is coming now in front of the Rahman, the one who is the most merciful, in front of the Malik, the one who owns everything, in front of the Khaliq, the one who created me in my mother's womb, the one who is Ghafoor, who's going to forgive me and always is forgiving me, the one who's Samir, who heard every single word I made on this earth when I came to this earth, all the way till today, and all the words I'm going to make and say from my mouth until the day of judgment. That's Samir. And He is Basir, who sees me, sees my actions, knows everything. While I sleep, He watches me. While I play, He knows me. While I'm with my friends hanging about, He knows me, He sees me, He watches me, He knows everything about me. That's the one I'm going to stand in front of. And He is the Alimul Ghaybi wa Shahada. He knows the future, He knows the unseen. He knows what is happening, He knows what's going to happen tomorrow. He's the one who's told me, La ma tadri nafsum madha taksibu ghada. You don't even know what you're going to do tomorrow. وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. You don't even know the earth you're going to die. You think you're living in Trinidad all your life and you're going to die in Trinidad, and you didn't even realize that you're going to go on a holiday somewhere, and in the holiday, while on holiday, Allah's going to take you up. You didn't even know that. You didn't even know that where your death is and which land your death is. Allah only knows your death, my death, and the land which we die upon. That is the Allah that I'm going to stand in front of. And that is the Allah that has told me that if I pray properly now, I should be able to stop myself from sinning. So what is that way of stopping myself from sinning? Well, when I come in front of Salah, I'm going to be calm. I'm going to be collective. I'm going to take Allah's name. I'm going to think that this is it. I'm going to disconnect myself from everything else and connect myself with Allah. So what does a person do? A person stands and a person makes a niyyah and a person raises their hands. And a person gives up. Oh Allah, that's it. I've given up. Oh Allah, here I am. I surrender. This is surrender. In Salah, this is surrender. I surrender my time for you. There are brothers and sisters who say they ain't got no time to pray. They ain't got no time to pray. There are brothers and sisters who say that their work, they can't pray. There are brothers and sisters who say they've got enough time to go out there and earn a salary, to go out there and drive and do their shopping, but they ain't got time to pray. Tell me this, when you're on your phone, you never say that the time on WhatsApp and the time on Telegram is getting too much. I ain't got no time for WhatsApp. I ain't got no time for WhatsApp. No one say that, boy. No one say that. When a movie is going to be watched, nobody says that I can't watch this movie because the movie is too long. It's too long. It can take all night. 1 hour, 20 minutes. Who got 1 hour and 20 minutes to watch the movie? That's what you're going to say, right? It's too long. Nobody says that. They watch it. When football comes on, 90 minutes are finished. 90 minutes of watching a game are finished. And a person is there and they go into extra time. Who says that extra time, I got no time for extra time? No one says that. Imagine on the day of judgment, Allah is going to say, Allah will say, and this is scary, my servant, I gave you the phone, or I did not give you the phone. Yes, Allah, you gave me the phone. My servant, I gave you the phone, and I gave you the items on the phone, and I gave you the brain to think of what's on the phone. I gave you the education of reading what's on the phone. I made you know what that is. I gave you a language, I gave you a tongue. My servant, you telling me that you had no time for me, the one who gave you the phone, but you have time for the phone. My servant, I gave you the car, yes or no? Yes, Allah, you gave me the car. My servant, I give you the car. I make you have the car. I give you the petrol and I give you the money for the diesel of the car. I give you the salary at the end of the month, and I'm the one who secured the job. And you're telling me, my servant, you have no time for me, but you have time for your work. You have no time for me and you have time for your car. My servant, did I give you the family or did you get the family yourself? Oh Allah, you gave me the family. I gave you the wife. I gave you the husband. I gave you the children. You have time for your children. You have time for your wife. You have time for your husband, but you don't have no time for me. You have time for your husband. You have time for others, but you don't have time for me. My servant, did I give you the time to spend on the earth? Or did you gain that time yourself? Oh Allah, you gave me the time. My servant, the one who gives you time, you have now no time for me. The one who gave you time, you have no time for him. Allahu Akbar. What are you going to say on the day of judgment? All those brothers and sisters here who don't actually pray, I want you to think about the answer you're going to give Allah on the day of judgment for not praying. And all of those brothers and sisters who are actually praying, you come and you say, oh Allah, I surrender to you and I admit that you are greater than anything that I've ever known. You are greater than me. You are greater than my life. You are greater than my problems. You are greater than anything around me. You are greater than my job. You are greater than my car. You are greater than my phone. You are greater than my TV. You are greater than my games. You are greater than my friends. You are greater than anyone that is around me. You are greater than my parents. You are greater than my house. You are greater than my entertainment. You are greater than the things that I love on this earth. Allahu Akbar. You are the greatest. Allahu Akbar, you are the greatest. That's what Allahu Akbar means. I surrender to you and I say you are the greatest. And then when a person ties their hands, Subhanakallahumma, oh Allah, I admit that you have no fault on your side. I have all the faults on my side. That is Subhanakallahumma. Oh Allah, you are so pure. You have no fault on your side. I am the one that has all the faults on my side. Wa bihamdika, wallah, I praise you right now. Wa tabaraka asmuka. So blessed is your name. Wa ta'ala jadduka. So exalted is your majesty. Wa la ilaha ghayruka. And there is no one worthy of any worship except for you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge in Allah's power, in His qudra from the shaitan, from the rejected shaitan. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And in your name, O Allah, the most merciful, the most kind, I begin to start saying these words. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This is us in prayer now. This is us in front of the King of the Kings. What are we saying? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Everything that I've received, everything that I've had, everything that I've enjoyed in life, everything that I've seen as a gift, all the praises for those gifts, those praises belong to you, O Allah. Allah, you are the Rabb and you are the provider of myself. You provided with me everything that I've got. You provided me with legs to walk on, with hands to touch with a nose to smell, with eyes to see, with ears to listen with a tongue to talk. You provided me with a heart to have, pumping blood around my body. You provided with my lungs, you provided with my kidney, you provided with my spleen, you provided with me and my body, and you provided with me all the friends and the family that I've around myself, and you provided me all the education that I got, you provided me all the money that I've got. Rabbil Alameen, you are not only my provider, you are the provider of everyone on the whole planet, and I praise you for everything that I received from you, and I say from the bottom of my heart, الرحمن الرحيم. O Allah, truly you are the most kind, and your mercy extends over all your creation. Muslims and non-Muslims receive your mercy, that is Rahman. Ar-Rahim, specifically Muslims and believers receive your mercy. This is you being Rahim. I have hope in your mercy, I have hope in you, O Allah. Maliki Yawmiddin. I admit that there's going to be a day when you're going to take me back on the day of judgment. And on that day I'm going to have to go back to you, and I'm going to have to answer for all the things that I've done. Yawmiddin, it is a day when you're going to pay me back for the things that I've done. If I've done good, I will see good. If I've done bad, I will see bad. And I admit to that, and for that reason I am asking you for help. Iyyaka na'budu. Only you, O Allah, do I show my servitude. Only you, Allah, do I serve. Wa iyyaka nasta'een. And from you only I am seeking help, and I'm asking you to save me. I'm asking you to save me and give me help. What is the help? Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Oh Allah, guide me to the straight path. What is the straight path? Sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim. Oh Allah, just like you guided Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, you guided Ishaq alayhi salam, you guided Adam alayhi salam, you guided Nuh alayhi salam, Hud alayhi salam, Salih alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam. Oh Allah, I'm asking you to guide me just as you guided them and onto their path, and make me a follower of them. Just as you guided Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, you guided Umar, you guided Uthman, you guided you guided Ali, you guided Talha, you guided Zubayr, you guided the Sahaba radiyallahu anhum ajma'in. I'm asking you to guide me just like them. You have favored them, and I'm asking you to favor me. Sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. They were people who did not gain your anger, and they are people who did not go astray. And I'm asking you to make me like that, oh Allah. I'm in need of your help. And then a person says surah, and person goes into ruku. What does a person do in ruku? A person goes down into ruku, and a person, oh Allah, my head is down for your sake. Oh Allah, I'm saying, Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, so great you are, my majestic Lord. You are so pure, I am so low. When I go in sujood, what I'm saying? Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, so high you are, my majestic Lord. So low I am, with my nose on the ground, with my forehead on the ground. And so high you are, my majestic Lord. There is no blame on you, there is blame on myself. My brothers, my sisters, if we remember Allah in our salah like this, if you're able to do dhikr like the way we just did dhikr now sitting here, if we're able to connect our tongue with Allah and connect our heart with Allah while we remember Allah, if we're able to recite the Quran in a tune and in a way that is soothing in our hearts, just like Shaykh Abu Bakr Shatri, may Allah give him a long life, is standing here and he's reciting the Quran to us, and you can feel the tranquility and you can feel the peace at heart. If you do that, and if I do that, and the dhikr of Allah is there with the tongue and the heart, then the healing process is there. You will become so strong eventually, slowly but slowly. It's like medication. When a doctor prescribes you antibiotics, you have to go through the entire course. When a doctor says to you that you take this therapy for an entire 4 months, you have to go through the 4 months. And when we go through this dhikr of Allah in our tilawah, in our dhikr, in our salah, in the way we think about Allah, in our dua, then what happens is that Allah enlightens the heart. Allah removes the darkness. Allah then makes the heart soft. Allah then unblocks the ears. Allah removes the veil from our eyes. Allah then removes the clot in our tongues, in our hearts. Allah removes all of that. And then what does Allah do? Allah makes us be engaged with Him, and He says in the Quran what? إِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. When the ayats and the revelation of the Quran, when the verses are recited, then the iman goes up and the iman gets stronger. This is now the believer. You've now healed yourself. If you hate addiction and you want to stop yourself from addiction, this is the process.
Have you ever wished that there was a Muslim version of YouTube or Netflix? Well, we have created one. The One Islam TV app has no adverts and is safe to browse for your peace of mind. Watch hundreds of high-quality produced Islamic reminders, Quran videos, stories of the prophets, hot topic, debates, and so much more. 4 to 8 new videos are uploaded daily, inshallah. You can watch or listen to videos while your device is switched off. Watch videos on demand or download videos and watch offline. One Islam TV is 100% run and owned by Muslims, which means the small amount you pay for your subscription is a SADAQAH JARIYAH, continuous charity for you, as we use the funds raised to continue producing more beneficial videos and reminders, inshallah. The One Islam TV app is now available on Apple devices, Apple TV, Android devices, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku, so you can watch on most devices and smart TVs. Download now for a free 7-day trial. May Allah reward you for supporting our work.